Jared here with the DiskAgent support team. Here today to cover a couple of prerequisites for getting DiskAgent backup set up on your server. So one of the first things you want to check is in the services, make sure that the volume shadow copy service is enabled, started, and set to automatic. I'm good to go. Everything looks good on this. And then one other thing you want to double check is your databases. In order to use that volume shadow copy and backup databases that are being written to live, we need to have the database set to simple. So to check that, you want to right click on the database and go to properties, click down to the options on the left hand side, and in there you can see the recovery model. Right now I am set to simple. We've got full and bulk logged as other options. We recommend simple. Bulk logged will also work if you do need the logging. Anything set to full though will not work and will not back up. Now we do recommend that you set all of your databases to simple. Even the master and the models in here, don't forget those. Make sure they're set to simple as well. The reason being is that if you back up an entire folder of databases, anything in there not set to simple can ruin your entire backup, even those those that are already set to simple. So I've gone through and actually set all these up to simple already, so we're good to go. We've just finished going through some prereqs for setting up your server to work with the DiskAgent backup. We're going to get started on actually locating your files and setting and scheduling the backup now. I've got DiskAgent installed. DiskAgent has detected that we're installed on a server and that Microsoft Exchange is installed. So if you've got a Microsoft Exchange database on here and you want to back that up, check the box next to it. Your little backup window pops up. As you can see, we're going to be calling it Microsoft Exchange. Hit the Browse button and locate your mailbox or your data. So I'm just going to go ahead and find mine. So Program Files, Microsoft Exchange Server, and there's my mailbox. Hit OK, and our path is there. Right below that, I just go ahead and set up the start time. Generally really late at night or really early in the morning. So I'll set this one for 3 a.m. And then along with that, you want to set the days that you want to back up. So normally you're going to set this for every day. Once I've got everything set, I just hit OK. It's going to double check that the shadow copy service is running for us. So we hit OK here, and we're good to go. Now a lot of you also are going to have SQL databases or other type of database files you want to back up. To back up a SQL or other type of database, just hit this Add Server Database button down here on the bottom left. The name we do need to go ahead and fill out, so just call it whatever you're going to recognize later on. And then we've got this Member Files window and a line very similar to before. So we can go through and add certain directories, certain file types, pretty much just about any combination we want. So my database is just in the default location, so I'm just going to hit the Browse button here. And we'll go to Computer and the C drive. Alright, and the SQL server, SQL. Again, just the default directory here into the data. So this is where my data is. In order to back those up, I'm just going to go ahead and click up here with the path and make a copy of that. And then actually paste that into the field here. And by adding a wildcard and the file extension for LDF, and then a wildcard and the file extension for MDF, it's going to back up all of the databases in that folder for me. So that takes care of all my data. If you have more databases that you want backed up in this same group, you can add as much or as little as you want to. Once you've got all your files set up and everything located, and it's all listed up here in this Member Files area, just like before, jump down to the bottom, set a start time for the backup. We'll go with 4 a.m. for this one, and then the days of the week that you want to back that data up. Hit OK. That test database will pop up over here. It's going to take a little bit of time because it's got to run through and find those files, but it'll pop up and show you the number of files on the side. Click Apply, and DiskAgent will create a backup for you immediately. That's all there is to setting DiskAgent to back up your server.